Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. We've got something very exciting today, the all-new 2016 Toyota Tacoma pickup trucks. We're up here in Seattle, Washington, testing it both on-road and off-road, so let's get started. For the last several years, Toyota's been happily selling their Tacoma pickups to a loyal group of buyers, but the market got hotter this year with the new GM midsize trucks in the Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon. Well, it had been time to freshen up the second generation Toyota Tacoma, which has been with us now virtually unchanged since 2004. It now needed to get even better, more modern, and yes, more fuel efficient. In short, more competitive. So the 2016 Toyota Tacoma, now considered the third generation, is not an all-new truck but a significantly updated one with new exterior styling touches, an all-new interior, new powertrain offerings, and a boatload of new features. In the styling department, the new Tacoma gets a fresh face which sports different grille designs for its various trim grades, which start with the base SR, then SR5, TRD Sport, TRD Offroad, and the top line Limited. Up front, it gets projector beam headlights with LED daytime running lights on upper trims, new bumper and hood, new fenders, and a flexible front air dam which is designed to help fuel economy without hurting off-road approach angles. Down the side, the cab remains familiar in styling, though it received a lot of structural beefing up with high-strength steels. It got a lot of new sound deadening and acoustic glass, all of which makes the Tacoma both safer and quieter than it used to be. Out back, the bedsides are 1 inch taller with new wheel arches and a soft opening lockable tailgate with an integrated spoiler and stamped Tacoma lettering. There's also a new 3-piece bumper design that features the trailer wire connector moved up into the center. The Tacoma remains available in both access cab and full 4-door double cab. 2 wheelbases are offered with the double cab, affording both a 5 and a 6-foot bed. A standard cab short wheelbase model is not available. While the exterior carries over some things familiar, the interior is all new. A completely redesigned dash, door panels, and console bring a fresh look as well as a host of available new technologies, provisions for connectivity, and luxury. A standard 6.1-inch display audio system features Toyota's popular Entune suite of apps, Bluetooth and wired connectivity, a backup camera, and 6 speakers. From there, options include higher-end systems with navigation, JBL audio, and expanded Entune functionality. A new instrument cluster features an available TFT display on upper trims as well as push-button start. Trims vary widely from each grade, with accent colors on the dash and door panels, colored stitching, and dash bezel trims. From behind the wheel, our first impression is that it feels more modern, the materials are of a much higher quality, and it simply looks more expensive inside than the last generation. The cabin offers up good storage areas, and there's a perfect place on the console for your phone. Cloth seating in various patterns and colors come on the SR through the TRD trim grades, with leather seats standard on the Limited models. And what's standard across the lineup now is a new GoPro camera mount on the inside of the windshield. That mount might seem like a small item, but makes shooting video of your exploits that much easier. And since we're here, let's talk about off-road capability with a TRD off-road trim grade. While the frame and chassis is largely carryover from the second generation, there are a lot of things new. Starting with the suspension, it got a retune across the lineup to be more refined and compliant. That means less harsh. A new E-lock differential and part-time transfer cases added to beef up durability. And the big news for the TRD off-road fans is the new crawl control. The system lets you set a preferred speed on the instrument cluster. Then it manages ABS, traction control, transmission, and accelerator to control the truck up or down hills, over rocks and obstacles, and through slippery situations without your foot on the brake or the accelerator. All you do is steer. Of course, you can stop it with your foot on the brake or use the accelerator to power out of it if needed. While some off-roaders might laugh, the system works exceptionally well, though it takes a little practice to learn to trust it in sticky situations. In our day of driving, we drove the Tacoma TRD down steep, loose-soiled hills, trusting it to keep our speed at bay. There was also a steep climb up the double drop and lots of rock crawling in what they called the Devil's Boneyard. This area really showed the value of the crawl control since over the rough and bouncy terrain, controlling the accelerator and brakes can sometimes be hard because you're getting bucked and bounced around. Here, the computer isn't distracted by the throes of physics. And as we saw in a stuck-in-sand demonstration, the computer has the patience and control to get it unstuck, where we might be a bit more impatient and hasty in trying to do so. Bottom line, it's another tool in your box. The chassis for 2016 has been beefed up with more use of high-strength steels, though it still isn't fully boxed. Lower front control arms are more stout, and the Tacoma retains its hydraulic power steering this year, which many prefer over the feel of an electric rack. On the highway, the stronger steels in the frame, in the body structure, and the increased sound deadening have significantly improved the overall noise, vibration, and harshness factor over the 2015 model we just tested a few months ago. It feels more expensive, of a higher quality, and, well, that's what's needed in today's market. Power this year comes from two engines, the baseline being a slightly tweaked version of the 2.7-liter four-cylinder that's been here for a while. It has a slightly higher compression ratio now, but power is identical at 159 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque. It's available with a new 6-speed automatic transmission for all and a 5-speed manual in 4x4 models only. Fuel economy can be as high as 19 mpg city, 23 mpg highway, and 21 mpg combined, according to the EPA for the two-wheel drive access cab with automatic. The big news is a new 3.5-liter V6, which replaces the old 4-liter engine. It has 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque, which is up 42 horsepower from the old 4-liter V6, even though it's smaller. And while some might say it's just a retuned Camry motor, it just simply isn't. If anything, it's derived from the more robust Lexus variant with its dual-mode D4S fuel injection, which has both port and direct injectors, which can be used either or both, depending on conditions. The engine is tuned for torque and engineered with different components and materials in the passenger car engine to handle the work of truck duty and last. You can have it now with either a new 6-speed automatic for all and a 6-speed manual in 4-wheel drive trucks. On the highway, around town, and off-road, I found this new engine to be a lot more responsive than the old 4-liter, not to mention more refined and less noisy. And with that new 6-speed transmission, you get what you ask for when you put the hammer down, and that's a very good thing. Fuel economy is also expected to return better performance here. The EPA rates the Toyota Tacoma as high as 19 mpg city, 24 mpg highway, and 21 mpg combined with the new V6 in a two-wheel drive automatic. The tow rating's been increased with the new 3.5 to as much as 6,800 pounds too. Now, while we didn't get to test the 2016 Toyota Tacoma for fuel economy, we don't doubt the new V6 will sip fuel a bit less than the old one, in part due to its additional transmission gears for this year. When it comes to pricing, the 2016 Toyota Tacoma starts at $23,300 for a 4-cylinder two-wheel drive access cab model, up to $37,820 for a 4x4 Limited. Add your options to that and you can get just over $40,000. While a TRD Pro isn't available yet, Toyota gave us a wink and a nod when we asked if one was coming.
Well folks, that wraps it up for our first drive of the all-new 2016 Toyota Tacoma. We'll have a much more detailed review pretty soon when we get a little bit more time with the vehicle. For now, I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.
If you enjoyed our review, please click on the link on the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on the Google, Twitter, and that Facebook by clicking on the links below in the information section.
Enjoy the latter part of your day, okay?
Yeah, we will.
It should be really pretty at Tacoma Falls.